beautiful friends. Julianne here of Julianne Annette Art. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. If you are new, I'd love it if you consider subscribing. I'd love to have you stick around. Today's video is everyone's favorite video, I think, completed pages. So I'm going to be sharing with you my completed pages from August. I completed 8 pages. Technically, I only actually completed 7 of them in August. One is a sneak in from September 1st, but we're going with it because it was a buddy color from August, and September is all about Space-tember. So I wanted to just fit it in with the August pages, and then September can be as spacey as we want. So I'll flip you guys around and show you my pages. So this is my planner. I'm still working on making it make sense for me, but I have gotten further than I've gotten so far. So we're going to start out with the stats. In my social media, so my YouTube, I ended July with 139 subscribers. And then I ended August with 252, so I gained 113 subscribers. So thank you, everybody who has subscribed to my channel. On Instagram, I ended July with 223 followers, and then I ended August with 326 followers. So I got 103 new followers on Instagram. Again, thank you to everybody who's followed me. So for August, I had a really hard time getting to pages. I feel like, it's summer and there's just a lot going on, right? So between, well, mostly socializing and just actually going out and doing things. So I'm not a social person. So a little tiny bit of socializing is a lot of socializing for me. So anyway, I got 8 pages completed. One of them was a PDF. So this is a combination of Disney Meg's coloring and just the coloring Bumblebee of how they've done their pages. And I think I'm still going to tweak it a little bit, but this is what I've gotten so far. So Jess keeps track of the double pages. I like that. But I didn't do any double page spreads. I didn't complete any old whips. I colored in 8 total books, but 4 of them were untouched, so that's actually really good. I did 6 buddy colors, 1 group buddy color, and I didn't work on any of my project books. So I definitely next month want to see something on that number. I did put as like another thing item project pages, because a lot of my project books, well, Alien Worlds in particular, and then Ivy and the Inky Butterfly that I'm doing with Emily of eArt Studios, every single thing in Ivy and the Inky Butterfly we're doing as a double page spread, or we're working on both double pages at a time anyway, whether it's a spread or not. So I wanted to specifically have a count for project pages, because if I work in Ivy and the Inky Butterfly, it's actually 2 pages, even though it's 1 project book. Same as doing the double spreads in Alien Worlds. And for me, I count a double page spread as 2 pages completed. Because you are coloring 2 actual pages. So that makes sense to me. That's how I'm doing it. So that's why I added in the project pages as well as project books. Like I said, there's still some tweaking to be done probably, but we'll see how it goes and what I need as we go forward. So I'm going to, these aren't necessarily in any kind of particular order. They might roughly be in order of how I colored them, but that might be a bit more coincidental because they're kind of just stacked by book shape. So the first one is in Small Victories by Joanna Basford, and this was an untouched book for me. And I did this page here, And I did it, we went to Alberta at the beginning of the month for our, well, we have a long weekend here in Canada at the beginning of August, and I don't remember what the holiday is for. I never remember what it's for. So I just brought this book and my little 36 pack of Prismacolors to Alberta with me, and I just started working on them. And so Amanda AC Color Palette Challenge, this doesn't quite match the palette itself, but it had like pinks and purples and blues, and so I just took all the pinks and purples and blues and put them in one of the little 12 pencil trays along with the white, and I just decided I would just use all of those and make it work. So I like how it turned out. I did go over with some white gel pen over a lot of it, and then some silver gel pen for some details, as well as around the outside of each circle with a silver gel pen, which I actually really like how that turned out. Some of these I like more than others. Once I started outlining these leaves with the silver gel pen and these little bits on the inside, I kind of had committed myself to doing it, but I didn't like it quite so much. But once there was more across the board, it turned out I like it well enough. The white gel pen, I had gone in too far. On these ones, I didn't like how it looked. I tried to scrape it off a little bit. So, you know, some of it's a little bit, some of it's not my favorite. That's all. I'm still happy with how it turned out. Yeah, so that was the first one. Then we have Any Day by Morgan O'Brien. And this actually was supposed to be a buddy color with Megan from Disney Meg's Coloring. She didn't get to her page, and she really hasn't been feeling well, so I'm not sure if she's going to be able to get to it or not. But that's totally okay. Where is it? This one, I think. So we decided to do the berry picking page. I'm still trying to figure out how I want to do Annie. I've been basing it with alcohol markers. I don't love how it looks. Like I'm happy enough with it, but I don't love it. I am quite happy with this page though. I did the rocks just using the alcohol markers, but like a little bit more kind of dotty and splodgy for the shading. And I really like the texture that it gave the rocks. I kind of played with the texture a little bit with the alcohol markers in the leaves. I like how that turned out. Some white gel pen. You know what I really want to get is those, the Posca pens that are like that really extra fine tip. For doing stuff like this, because I have a white gel pen that is this Marie's gel pen, and it's a 0.8. I don't know if you can see. This is actually quite a good pen. It's just a little bit thick. This might have been my Posca though. I also have they're upstairs. I don't have them with me, but I have the Sakura Jelly Roll, and it was a 3-pack of the white ones. So I think it's like the 0.5, the 0.8, and the 1.0. They do not work well for me. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, but they just really struggle to put down on paper to go over colored pencil. This Marie's one, I got this from Temu as a 3-pack with the silver and the gold, which is not here at the moment. And they were so cheap on Temu, and yeah, they work really well. And this Marie's works so much better for me, like I said, than the Sakura Jelly Roll white ones. Anyway, that's it for this page. Did a little bit of the this is the Jelly Roll for the white highlights on the berries. Oh, and then the sky is just colored pencil. And I think I might have gone over it with a little bit of alcohol marker just to kind of blend it out. It still has a little bit of the tooth showing. Like I really did want it to be kind of that faded sky look. And I'm actually really happy with how the sky turned out. I think I used just a picture that I found online of a sunrise. So in my mind, this is a sunrise, not a sunset. She's gone berry picking early in the morning. And so, yeah, I think I'll even insert the reference image that I used because I think I achieved it fairly well. I was happy with how the sky turned out. I think overall it's a pretty page. The next one is Hot Witch Summer by Deborah Muller. And this was a buddy color with Kai, who is at Pisces Colors on YouTube and Instagram. And I'm just going to open up my book so I can actually refer to it here. And so we did this page here. I am actually really happy with how this turned out. I like it a lot. I'm going to move it over. I'm going to show you Kaya's picture. I really like how hers turned out, and I really like the colors that she used. She had done her page before I had, and once I saw hers, it took a little bit for me to get the colors that she used out of my head because I just wanted to go the same kind of pink and purple colors that she used. As you can see, I decided not to go with the pink and purple. I did this glitter gel pen is kind of a dupe for the Pentel Sparkle Pops, where they do the different colors on black. And I think I like how it turned out as the pinstripes on her shorts and on the top. And you can kind of see, I hope you can see how it shines. And I used that same one on the dots on the hat. The sparkle on the sunglasses is a different one. I think that one was just it's a dollar store pack that I had bought. And so it's just like a bright pink glitter gel pen. Everything else is all based with alcohol marker. I didn't really do any shading. I didn't really feel like it. I didn't feel it needed it. So any kind of small amounts of shading, like her lips and the hat, was just done with the alcohol marker. The clouds with the alcohol marker. The only thing I did in colored pencil was just the sky, and I think again I used the Ohuhu blender pen to just try to smooth it out a little bit. Like it still has the white texture, but it does blend it out an amount. So that's that one, Hot Witch Summer by Deborah Muller, and that was a buddy color with Kai at Pisces Colors. Thank you, Kai, for coloring with me. The next one is Trop Goth, and this was for, I think it's Christina's Art Corner. She does the group buddy color in this every month, and so I did this page, and it is a hot mess. I did it, I don't know, I just wanted all these really bright punchy colors like orange and this reddish color and pink, and I just had so much pink and orange everywhere. So then I actually ended up, this blanket was originally light pink with hot pink spots, and so I changed that to, I think I probably went with about 3 different colors over this before I was satisfied with it. I went over the boots. They were like bright orange. I went over them with a black alcohol marker. I still wasn't happy with that. So then I went over them with a metallic gel pen, this dollar store one. I think most of the glitter here is just dollar store pens. Small amount of shading here. These, I forget the name of this plant, but I had done the leaf green as if it was a leaf, not part of the flower of this plant. And then I remembered what the plant actually looks like, so then I went over it with a red paint pen just to get the proper look of the plant. I filled this whole back in with a black marker, and then I decided it needed some sparkles. So I have, do I have it out? I thought I left it out. I have this like just a loose glitter. And so I just took some black acrylic craft paint and I diluted a little bit in water, and I stirred in a bunch of this black holographic loose glitter into it and painted it a sparkly black background. Which I can see that the camera is definitely catching the sparkles. I was really unhappy with the original picture before I changed a bunch of things. Now it's okay. I didn't bother going in with any shading because I just, it is what it is, but I wasn't going to put in more time and effort into it. But I don't mind her. It is what it is. I think it's just, if I don't think about the colors that I'm going to use, I have to give it a little bit of forethought. So I'm going to, before I carry on with the rest of the books, I'm going to show you the PDF I did. So it's actually, it was a buddy color with my mother-in-law and my niece, because my niece was over the weekend before last, and she actually wanted to color a winter picture, but we couldn't find a good winter one, but she decided she wanted to do this page, which is from, I think it's from Whimsy Girls from the Archives. Yes, Whimsy Girls from the Archives. So I actually do have it in physical book form as well as the PDF. So we colored from the PDF, which means that my book still has this page available, and it was one that I had flagged for doing in the fall. So I won't do it this fall, but I'm still considering this page uncolored in my actual book. But I use almost entirely alcohol markers. And again, with the going over, I had done this blazer kind of like a camel color. And then I was going to go over the stripes with the alcohol markers, and then it was really blotchy. You can see this one line that just stands out too much here that I had tried to do, like I was going to do burgundy and navy kind of stripes on it. So because I screwed up with that line and it didn't look nice and it was just really uneven, so then I had to go over the whole coat in burgundy. But I'm happy with how it looks. I think it's really cute. I did a small amount of shading on the skirt, and then I did the shading texture on her eyes and the paint pen for the highlights. Oh, and I did do a little bit of pencil to kind of close off her eyes and do a little bit of gray. I really like how I did the leaves. It was just this like really scrumbling kind of texture with the alcohol markers, but I think it turned out neat. I was pretty happy with it. Oh, and I did do a small amount of shading with pencil on her hair as well. So overall, I actually am quite happy with it. I like the dark sky. It gives it a real fall dusky look. So, and then this is my mother-in-law's page. And my mother-in-law and I have been coloring practically every day, and she has really been working on her shading and her blending and just playing with the markers and all of that. And so you can really see with her shading and her blends and like trying the ombre scarf, how far she's come from the early pictures that I showed you, right? Like I love how she's done her birch trees here, right? And the shading on this tree. So that was my mother-in-law. And then this is my niece. And again, she was going for getting the texture in the leaves and her shading. I love the color of her coat. She was going for highlights here on the pumpkin and the shading on this one. I think she had gone in too dark, so then she went back over with a little bit of paint pen to kind of color correct, which I think is really cool that she does that. Because she's 8, so it's just cool to see what she does and how she goes about things. And then the next page I'm going to show you is just a page that my niece colored, but she's really, really proud of it and asked me to share it with you guys. So it's this little fairy by Yana Prosperina, and I know it is in one of her like the little whimsical type coloring books, the whimsical Halloween one. But this is from the Coloring Heaven Beginner's Guide, but it's also in the Coloring Heaven Junior issue 4. But they have a beginner's coloring guide that's a free download, and so that's where I got it from. And so yeah, she colored the witch, and she did the rainbow ombre hat, and she was really proud of that, and the shading on the face and everything. So yeah, she's very proud of that. She's named this little girl Ella, and so that's my niece Cassidy colored it. That's why Cassidy she wrote her name. So yeah, she just asked me to share this with you guys as well because she was really proud of it, and I think she did a wonderful job on it. So that is the PDFs, and then we're going to carry on with the books. It's not going to be, I don't know. I feel like normally my videos are quite a bit longer, but with only 8 pages is only 2 less than I normally do, but I feel like it's not going to be as long as normal. Sorry, I had to have a little coffee. This next page, this book, Pop Manga by Camilla Derico, and it was a buddy color with Rachel of Rachel Colors and Crafts. And I am so in love with this page. So we did this page here. I have to move my coffee over. We did this page here. And so this is my first Camilla Derico page. And so we chose this one because we thought it was a little bit of an easier page. I'm going to zoom you back out just a touch here. I'm going to show you Rachel's page. Now, I had pictured the bear being like this kind of two-tone blue teal. I'd pictured this whole thing, and then Rachel did her page first, and I'm going to insert it and show you. And the colors that she chose were so close to the colors that I had wanted to do. And then I was thinking, oh man, now I'm going to have to do it totally different. I'm going to have to think of a whole different way of doing it. But in the end, I decided, you know what? This is my coloring book that lives with me. This is what I'm going to be going back to. I'm going to do it the way that I want to do it. And if it's similar to hers, oh well. So I actually based pretty much everything with pastel. Even the hair, the light blonde, is based with pastel. I did do a little bit of basting the skin with a pastel. It was kind of a yellowish, not quite skin color, but it was really light, so it's whatever. And then I did Prismacolor for the face and the eyes and the bear, and then I think it was just the Color colored pencils on the hair because they hold the point a little bit better. Yeah, it's kind of because there wasn't any nose or any actual lips, so I just kind of shaded them in and put them in. I'm really, really happy with how they turned out. I used an actual Camilla Derico finished piece of art as my reference for how she would draw the nose. And so I'm quite happy with how that turned out. And then I think this is just one of those metallic paint pens that my mother-in-law has that aren't like the pumping kind of paint pen. They're just like a regular bullet nib, but paint pen. So I'm super happy with this. It's probably my favorite page of the month, or at least tied for my favorite page of the month. And so, yeah, again, that's Pop Manga by Camilla D'Errico, and that was a buddy color with Rachel of Rachel Colors and Crafts. The next page I'm going to show you is World Literature by Erie, and this one is the buddy color with Kate from Kate's Coloring Haven. No, it is a project book with Kate from Kate's Coloring Haven and Jordy from Jordy Colors. But I did this page as a buddy color with Jess, aka the Coloring Bumblebee, because Kate and Jordy had started this book as a project book before I joined them, so there was a couple of pages for me to catch up on. And so Jess and I did this page, the tortoise and the hare, and I'm going to show you Jess's first. I really like the technique that she used for doing hers. I think she was inspired by Kate's page, like with that dotting shading. I think it looks really cool. And so for mine, I based everything with watercolor pencil, and my Arteza watercolor pencils. And do I have it down here? I don't have it. I used one of these, the Koi coloring brush colorless blender. They make it for their watercolor markers. But I used that actually for blending the watercolor pencils, and it worked really well. So I did go over with some colored pencil just to deepen some of the shading on the trees. I'm so happy with how the tortoise turned out. I used the reference picture of a yellow, I think is it a yellow-tailed tortoise? Yellow back, yellow something. I'm not sure. I tried to do paint pen on all of the outlines, paint pen to add all the little flower bits here, paint pen for outlining all of the flowers. These little dandelion puffs kind of turned out a little bit not so pretty. Again, I would really like something better than the paint pens that I have. And then this, I went in with something really too dark and I didn't like it. So then I kind of went back over with a lighter tan, but left some of the darker bits showing through. So I ended up relatively happy with how this turned out. Yeah, so that's actually one step closer. This is the next page that we're going to be doing, but we're still taking the month of September off. Jordy and Kate and I are taking the month of September off to give Kate and I a chance to catch up a little bit. And so I still have this one to finish, which I'm going to, I don't think I even mentioned it in my September plans, but I do actually intend to knock this one out because I'm pretty close to finishing it. And then Jess and I are also going to work on this double page spread for September/October. And then actually I still won't be entirely caught up, but then I'll be close enough caught up because I think the last page that they have done, Kate and Jordy, that I haven't done is this Esmeralda page. But I counted and it's like more than a year away if we're doing a page a month. So I'll have plenty of time to catch up to that page. So I'm not concerned about it. I'd feel better just getting the beginning page out of the way. So like I said, Jess and I will work on that together. And thank you, Jess, for helping me catch up on these pages in my book. I really appreciate it. It is so helpful to have somebody to color the page with. It makes it so much easier to actually get the pages done. And then the last page that I colored, that I finished, technically I finished this like August 1st or even the morning of August 2nd. But I'm showing it to you now because it was I finished it like September 1st. But it was an August buddy color with Jordy of Jordy Colors. And I had done most of it. It was just a little bit of a labor of love for part of it. And so, but I wanted to show it now because really September is space-tember for me. The majority of the pages that I do are going to be space. So I just kind of wanted to finish this one up, wrap it up with the August pages, so that when I do my September pages, they're mostly just going to be spacey ones. So we had done this page here. And from the first moment that we picked the page, I knew I wanted to put in a wood background. And so I had done all the other coloring first, but really it was the wood. In my mind, this is like a garden shed. This is the outside of her little garden shed. And yeah, that's how I picture it. It's just the outside of the garden shed. Maybe it's the inside, but because of the shelves, but I think it's all stuff that could live outside. So it seems like an outside shed to me. I'm going to move my page over and show you Jordy's. I absolutely love how she did hers. I love the colors that she used. She did the brick wall background. I really like how that turned out. And so I think everything is Prismacolors. Everything is Prismacolors. There might be an Arctics here and there if I didn't have the right color in a Prismacolor. And I think maybe a dark brown in the broom here might be a color, but for the most part, it's entirely Prismacolors. A little bit of white gel pen working on some highlights, doing the lettering of the signs there. So I found a tutorial for how to do the wood. I'm going to link it in the description because I think it did a really good job. I did tweak it a little bit from how the tutorial went. I did a little bit of my own tweaking just for the shapes of the lines and stuff like that. I think you can even see, like, I started over on this side and worked my way across, and you can see how the texture of my lines changes a little bit more over here from over here. But whatever. It was actually a lot of fun to do this. I did the entire thing with Prismacolors. And then I actually went over the entire thing with my Caran d'Ache blending pencil to smooth it out. And I think I'm going to even insert a picture for you of the halfway point of doing the blending and what a difference it made. Because it was like two completely different things. You wouldn't think that the blending pencil would just, like, all the colors popped so much more. So using the blending pencil really was a necessity to get this effect. I don't know that I could have gotten the wood effect without the blending pencil. But I am so happy with how it turned out. I'm really proud of the wood. I tried to make a little bit of fine gel pen just around the outlines of this broom and rake just to make them stand out against the fence a little bit. And then I tried to go in with a little bit of shading, but then I had already done all the blending / burnishing, so it was not a lot going to get through there. And then, the grass actually was done with my Arteza watercolor pencils, because I was fairly happy with how they worked with the tortoise and the hare page. So I wanted to play with them a little bit more, and try the different textures. And then I used that same Sakura blending pen for activating them. And I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Like, I think it's a little bit straight. Grass kind of has a little bit more of a wonky texture, but I still like it. It's, yeah, something I'd like to play with a little bit more. So that is it. That's the last page. That's Romantic Country by Erie. Sorry, I would say that my favorite pages of the month are definitely this one, because I am so proud of it and I love how the wood turned out. And this one from Pop Manga. I just think it turned out so cool. It's so pretty. Like, I could just keep looking at her. So yeah, those are my two favorites for the month. It's funny, they're just such opposite pictures, opposite themes, but I'm really happy with both of them. Oh, sorry, I think I just banged the thingamajigger. Anyway, that's it. That's all the pages I have to show you for now. Hopefully September I have more than 8 pages. So that is everything that I colored in the month of August. I didn't do quite as many pages as I normally do, but I didn't leave myself any whips. I actually finished every page that I started. So that is a big win, I would say. Now that I think about that, actually, now that I'm saying it out loud, I realize that I want to, in my planner, I want to make a space for if I have left myself any new whips, and actually keep track of like how many old whips I have, how many I've worked off, kind of something to do with that. But like I said, it's a little bit of a work in progress with the planner. I'll tweak it as I go and see what I need. Tell me in the comments below, what was your favorite page that I did this month? Like I said, I think my favorites, well, I know my favorites are the Pop Manga little girl with the teddy bear on her head, and the Romantic Country with the wood paneling, because I'm pretty proud of those. Yeah, so tell me what you think. What pages did you like? And if you like this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for sharing your time with me. And be kind to yourselves out there. Bye-bye.